What are you expecting from this trip?
We were just talking about that, and I think Maggie Gage was on earlier with one of your colleagues talking about, trade war was floated out, and that's a very charged word, but she, I think, walked it down to what it is, and it's a discussion of tariffs, and it's a tool to engage. Global growth has declined. It's been more emerging markets, less developed markets. So when you talk about someone like Donald Trump who's in office and trying to speak to a constituency, you have to show that you're rattling that saber. I think that's what's going on.
So the president sends his men over to Beijing. Gina, a couple of months ago, a lot of people were very frightened about what might materialize between the United States and China. Seems to have gone to the background now. Is it something that stays in the background?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just this evolving risk that we have to contend with probably all year. It's contributing to a level of uncertainty as a general rule. I do think that markets right now are nervous about a lot of different things. Are earnings peaking? Can we get another leg higher in earnings growth? Inflation pressures are emerging, and should trade policy go awry, that would only contribute to greater inflation pressures over time, which could erode the margin potential of the index. So I think as long as stocks are generally nervous about the earnings situation and sort of this lack of upside oomph, so to speak, in the forward outlook for earnings, a lot of different things are going to continue to weigh on markets and sort of pick away at risk tolerance. And trade is one of those things. I mean, what I'll say right now, though, is there's very little hope for any resolution on this in the short run. So that would suggest that there's not a lot of downside pressure that likely emerges just based on these talks. But as we get closer and closer to deadlines, as the year continues to weigh on, unless we get some resolution, it'll simply just contribute to a lack of upside momentum emerging on the index.